Welcome to Artscape. I'm your host, Bill Harris, and we have a great show for you today. Some of my favorite artwork being done locally here right now is being done by a duo, a husband and wife duo, that goes by the name of Itty Press. And today we have the owner of the company, Jay Frank, and thanks for joining us, Jay.
Thanks for having me.
We got some of your great posters here. Tell me about Itty Press. What exactly do you guys do?
Well, at our base, we're a screen printing company. We do commercial printing, T-shirts, and anything flat, basically, so posters.
But these aren't just posters. Like, I mean, I look at these a lot differently. These are art.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I think of poster, I always think of just words and the times and the place where something's going to be. But this is really all individual works of art. Wouldn't you think?
Sure. Yeah. We think there's been a growing disconnect between music and the artwork that's associated with it since MP3s have been the primary way of listening to music. So a lot of times a consumer won't ever see the artwork that's meant to be associated with an album. So posters are sort of a new way, or an old way, that's sort of gaining a newfound respect to associate some artwork with a particular band's music.
Right. But I mean, you don't just do band posters. These are posters for events or almost anything, fundraisers, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But that's the way you look at it. You look at it sort of as this is the artwork for the music in some ways.
Yeah.
Like you think of yourself sort of as inspired by the music that you'd make the posters for that.
Yeah, absolutely. We listen to the music, or whatever the event is. Try to find something about it that inspires us to.
And that's really important about these too. Is that they're all commission work. So what happens is people walk or come to you and describe an event, and then you custom make posters specifically for that event. Right. I mean, do most people give you ideas, or you just, or they just give you bare bones information and you draw on the ideas?
Most people just sort of let us have at it.
Yeah, that's a good way of going at it.
We definitely, that's the kind of work we enjoy doing most. Some people have ideas, and we work with them pretty happily. But we find we do our best work when, I think everybody does, when you just do what you do. Right.
Now, I said this is a duo. This is you and your wife, Brianna. This is your business, right?
That's right.
A two-person operation. When did it, to both of you, when did you decide all of a sudden, hey, we're going to make posters?
Well, I was working at a corporate job, and I got laid off. So I was pretty much sitting around for a summer with just about nothing to do, and trying to decide what I wanted to do next. And I had been a freelance graphic designer before. I thought maybe I'd try to get back into that again. So we decided that we would make some Christmas cards, and that would be a way for us to sort of like get my feet wet again.
Right. So you're thinking you may want to start this business. Let's start on something simple. Let's just do some Christmas cards.
Yeah. Decide if I like it.
Right.
Maybe I want to do something else.
Is this one of the cards here?
This is one of the cards here. Yeah.
Let's just see. So this is where it all started.
This is where it all started. This is the very first thing we ever did.
Yeah. Okay. Now you weren't doing this to sell. You were just doing this to.
We just wanted to make our money back, basically.
Okay.
So yeah,
this is quite a much simpler image than what you've gotten into recently.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a vector drawn image.
What does that mean, vector?
It's a point-based image. So it's done in the computer in a program called Adobe Illustrator, and it's all based on lines and curves.
Okay.
Rather than having shades of.
So there's no original image. It's not like you pencil drew something and then made a copy of it. This is actually all drawn on a computer.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I gotcha. Okay. So now you do the Christmas card, and now how do you get into doing? How do you go from Christmas card to doing posters?
Well, shortly after we had completed the line of Christmas cards, there was an event in Richmond called Screens and Suds, and it was a display of silkscreen posters and local craft beers, and it kind of opened our eyes to the fact that people were doing silkscreen posters for rock shows. Mm-hmm. It was sort of the first time that we'd really made that connection that, oh, we could be doing this, and we happened to be there with Adam Bray, who runs the Fredericksburg All Ages, right. And nobody was doing any sort of silkscreen posters for them. So we were like, hey, why don't we give this a try? Why don't we do a couple posters for you and see how it works out?
Yeah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So you said you were a graphic designer. Did you have any training in this? I mean, had you done silkscreen posters before?
No, I had never done silk screening. It's something that Bree and I had always wanted to try together, but never quite found the time to do it. My work history, I worked at a book printing plant here in Fredericksburg called Sheridan Books, mm-hmm. For a few years, and I sort of learned the printing process, the lithographic printing process, through working in the pre-press department there. The difference between lithography and screen printing is it's significantly different, but the basics of printing are pretty much always the same.
Right. Now, when you make these posters, they're limited runs. So
yeah.
Is that a set number, or each event is sort of different? So you may only run, let's say, 50 of one print. Is that right?
Yeah. We sort of gauge based on how good we think the poster is, what kind of demand there might be, based on just what the event is.
So a typical run may be 50 or less?
50, sometimes as low as 30 or 25, maybe as many as 100.
Okay. Now, does that affect the price? So if there's less, they sell for more, or is the price basically the same?
It does to some extent. There's a basic amount of materials that go into making any run of posters. It costs the same to make a screen for one poster as it does to make a screen for 100.
Okay. Hey, listen, we're going to go break for commercial. We're going to be right back with Jay, and he's going to show us the process of how these posters are made. We'll be right back with Artscape.